I got my first tech job with no experience, no degree, no connections. This is exactly what I did and what I would do differently nowadays with AI and everything. Hi, my name's Courtney. I'm a developer in college right now, and pretty much all I do on this channel is I talk about ways you can break into the tech industry. Today specifically, I'm going to talk about how you can do it with no prior experience. The tech industry in general is a super competitive industry to join, so you definitely need a strategy for how you're going to attack it, how you're going to apply for jobs, how you're going to get some of those higher paying jobs. The first thing in general though is you need to learn the skill set, and that's honestly what we're going to start off with, learning the skills. Whether you're trying to go into software engineering, data analytics, AI, and machine learning, you need to learn actually what to do to get the jobs. There's a plethora of free resources out there. I honestly don't want you to pay money to learn how to code. My absolute favorite platform of all time to learn how to code is Scrimba. There's also Codecademy, there's Free Code Camp, there's the Odin projects. There's a plethora of different free resources out there that are pre-made paths. And then also there's a lot of free YouTube channels out there like Coding with Mosh, Amigos Code, Traversory Media that I frequently find myself watching. Now the thing with YouTube channels in general, I definitely want you to make sure you're actively practicing alongside of it, because just watching things can get you in that loop of listening and not actually learning, because there is a difference between listening and learning. You need to actually type on your keyboard. You need to try to practice some of the things, and that's why Scrimba has my heart and soul, because they have videos, but then you can also click into the screen and edit this what you're seeing. It's kind of like a built-in IDE text editor. They call it screencasting. It is honestly the coolest thing I've ever seen. In addition to getting some of those hardcore skills under your belt, you really should be getting some kind of certifications. Getting certifications is great if you are not currently getting a degree, but then it's also helpful if you are getting a degree, because it shows that you're willing to do work outside of the classroom, which is perfect. There's a lot of free places to get certifications. Like I said, Free Code Camp is a great one, but then also if you're willing to spend the money, I really like LinkedIn Learning. And then obviously there's other sites out there like Skillshare, like Udemy, that when you complete a course you get a certification, and they have some free sources there as well. So don't look at those paid places and be like, oh, I can't do that because they're all paid. There are some free courses under their programs. You just have to look for it, because they don't really put that at the very top for you to see. So once you get the actual skill set of learning to code and you actually learn the certifications, what should you do? This is honestly what sets normal people apart from the rest. This is really what's going to get you the job and what's going to show off your skill set the best, and that is building a portfolio, i.e. doing projects. At the end of the day, I do not want you to watch YouTube videos of people doing projects and you just copying their screen next to them, because you're not doing it by yourself. After some point, you can maybe do one, maybe two projects like that. Once you do that, jump off the deep end and do it yourself. If you have questions, use W3 Schools, use MDN Docs. Now, this is my first time actually mentioning AI in this video, and I honestly think that it should have a little section in itself, because vibe coding is a big and growing concept in industry, and it's real. It is real. It's not hard to vibe code. Claude Code is something that I frequently find myself using. There's Cursor nowadays. There's Replit. There's a lot of places that you can code by just prompting. But there is a difference between people that prompt and the people that actually code themselves. You need those skills of actually knowing how to code to prompt better. Now, obviously, there's going to be people that contradict me. There's going to be people that completely disagree with me, and that's totally fine. But me personally, in my experience, in my personal opinion, when you know how to code, you can give more detailed prompts. You can give a full PRD. If you don't know how to code, you don't even know what a PRD is. So that's my personal opinion on using AI to code and kind of try to skip the first step. Don't do that. Actually learn how to code. But you can use AI to help you learn how to code. And that's really where it can be really helpful in setting you apart from other people, because you might not understand concepts, and AI is really good at helping you understand those things, because if you don't understand a certain thing, you can reiterate it, you can rephrase it, elaborate more, and it's really helpful. So that's why I personally really like AI, in this whole realm of trying to get a job. I really want to sink in the fact though that doing projects is what's going to set you up for success, especially if you are doing complete mock platforms. So if you completely recode Amazon or completely recode Netflix, that is a very advanced project to do by yourself, but boy oh boy does that help you stand out for application season. It shows that you know how to do the front end, and especially if you know how to do back end, it shows that you know how to do that whole connection, CI/CD, API calls, things of that sort. That is what's really going to set you apart from the rest. Everybody can code HTML, CSS, JavaScript. What makes you different? The projects, that's what makes you different. The next thing is doing unpaid work. Something that I personally did is I reached out to like local people in my community, local businesses, and I asked to like code a little website for them. It can be a bit like daunting, but you have to remember you're not being paid, so you don't have to you put your best foot forward, but it doesn't have to be perfect because you're doing it for free. You can do this by looking at your city's chamber of commerce, but if your city doesn't have like an active or up-to-date website, you can go online and there'll be other sites or of neighboring counties or commissions or etc. that have pretty much a massive repository of companies in your area, and some of those companies definitely need help with their online presence. Those are the people you contact. Those are the people you reach out to. Hey, I'm doing this for free. I'm just trying to work on my skill set here. Be upfront, be honest. I'm trying to get better at it. I'll do it for free. Boom, boom, boom. I'm making a static page for you. It's daunting, but once you get some of those under your feet, you can honestly apply for any job and they'll hire you because you have actual experience working with customers, doing collaborative experiences, things of that sort. That's what really helps you out with this. And then the last thing is don't aim for competitive companies first. Now, I'm not going to try to be the person that tells you don't aim high, but I am, unfortunately. If you don't have experience, you don't have certifications, you don't have projects, Amazon is not looking to hire you, unfortunately. There are hundreds of thousands of people that are applying for these companies, and there are tens of thousands of people that are actively being laid off. What makes you better than the people that are being laid off? You have to think about that. So don't let that hold you back, but let that motivate you. How am I better than them? Why would they hire me instead of keeping this person on? Now, maybe it's because they'll pay you less, and possibly that's the case, but you also have to remember, these places are getting so many people to apply to them. So don't apply to those first. That is something that once you have years of experience under your belt, or even a couple experience and some referral letters, that's what you do. When you want to actually get some real tech experience under your belt, you need to apply to be a tech person at a local grocery store, or be a tech person at a local insurance company. These are the places that need tech people that you wouldn't really typically think about. For me, I found that safe haven in institutions. Every single college, every single university has a tech department. They need people manning their computers, running their wires, doing their website. That is honestly a pot of gold. A lot of them, especially if you're a student, they'll hire you as a student. I've interned, but I interned with my current institution back in high school. So I wasn't even a student here and they hired me outside of this. So you definitely should be applying to these places that you wouldn't typically think about, because those are the places that are hiring, and that's the ways that you'll get experience, real working experience under your belt. So then when you do want to apply to some of those higher paying, really competitive roles, you'll have proof in the pudding that you know what you're doing, you know how to deliver to stakeholders, you know how to communicate with other people, and you know how to consistently learn because you're getting certifications, because you are doing more projects, you are doing all the right things. That's my personal strategy to this day. The only thing that I'm adding to this that's different than with no experience as experience is that I'm using connections and I'm taking advantage of that. Something that I did this past semester is I went and spoke to people that I was not comfortable with going to. I went to conferences and I went to meetings where there were hundreds of tech professionals there, where I could listen to them and learn from them, and maybe I want to work for their team, maybe I want to move departments. That is something that genuinely is so cool, and that's something you should be definitely thinking about and taking advantage. Once you learn the actual hardcore skills, you get the certifications, you do the projects, you do some unpaid work on your resume, and you actually apply for roles that people aren't typically applying for, you're gonna make it. You're really going to start making money. You'll earn that success. You'll earn those jobs that you are really thinking about. And like I said, please do not look down on like higher education, because they'll pay for your healthcare. At least like for my state, they pay for healthcare and like a really good healthcare package. And then also like some of the richest people that I know that are making upwards of $300,000-$400,000 a year work in tech at an institution. So that's a great underground place that people do not look for, because you're always looking at Amazon, Nvidia, Netflix, Google, Apple, all these big companies, which are great companies to work for, I could only imagine. But you should also be looking at places that you wouldn't even really be looking at, which are institutions. I don't know, that's just me personally. I'm not really aiming for an institution for my full-time life, but it's a great starting spot. Working for a state government is a great starting spot. There's a lot of places out there that are willing to help you out and get you started, get some experience under your feet, but you first have to prove that you are willing and able to, produce good products for them. All right, that was kind of a lot. I'm going to link a whole bunch more resources down in the comment section, down in the description below, as well as, like I said, the Scrimba Pro link as well. I really hope you found this valuable. If you did, please be sure to like comment down below if I missed anything that you think other people will find valuable. And I'll see you next time on Quartz Corner.